Men will be men no matter what age they are, ain't it? I am going to talk about the Later Daters Netflix series in this video. If you have not yet watched this series, you might want to pause this video and go binge watch a few episodes and come back to me so that we can chit chat about the episodes, because I spent 2 days binge watching this series. It was so good, and I have a few thoughts, of course. I am currently in, all things dating kind of a phase, and so when I saw this series come out on Netflix, I was truly interested in diving in, because the Later Daters on Netflix is about people who are dating 50 and older, hence the name Later Daters. So I was really and truly interested to see how different they navigate the dating pool as opposed to me in my 40s, and what it was like for me in my 30s and even in my 20s. It's fun to kind of compare and see how different people in different stages of life do things, and to kind of let me see what the dating pool or the dating world might be like when I'm ready to dive fully back into the relationship world. Because right now I think I am in the dating pool but not the relationship pool, and there is a difference. But for now, I want to talk about the different characters on the series. So once again, spoiler alerts all over. If you have not yet watched this series, you have my permission to click off now, go watch some, and come back so that we can talk about it. Now, first of all, I was super excited when I realized that Michelle Obama had a hand in, she's the producer, I believe, in the series, because the series was done really, really well. And, it told stories of these later daters from a very well-rounded experience, I believe. I, the viewer, I won't speak for anybody else. It was really interesting to have this kind of deep dive into the different lives of these later daters, who was divorced, who was just, let's run down the different characters that are on this show. I'm going to start with Pam. I think Pam is one of my favorites on the show. Pam is 70 years old, and it was, again, I've said this on a few videos of mine, just kind of a reminder that life, there's so much more life to be lived, because Pam is 70 and dating. You go on, girl, you get it. However, Pam, when you just meet Pam on the series, she was definitely stuck in her 50s, I would say. She was stuck in the past as the coach, the dating coach on the show, who is considerably younger than these later daters, by the way. So you kind of question if she will have the experience and the knowledge, the wisdom to kind of pass on to them. But she did her thing. Logan, the coach, was telling Pam that you are too stuck in the past, baby girl. You are talking about, my ex-husband and when life was this and that. She was absolutely stuck in her past. And so it can be hard then to, feel out what dating now is going to look like. And we saw that on her first date. Pam went on her first date and absolutely bombed. I don't know if she was drinking too much or that was just genuinely her personality being very nervous. But oh my goodness, Pam would not shut up, and she would not take an interest in the date. She was just talking and babbling, and she wasn't even talking a lot about herself. She was just talking about random topics, and the guy was just like, how does that have anything to do with me and you? Sit down right here so I drink a juice, baby girl. It was so hilarious. Pam bombed that date so horribly. And I was scared for Pam for a little bit there, because I really thought, oh my God, you know how them say, when the tree grow, it's too late. You have to bend the tree from it young and tender so that it not stuck in its ways, or you have to go broke it. And I was like, Pam is too stuck in her ways. She is not going to this is going to be a disaster. But Pam took the feedback really, really well. I was so proud of her. I was like, you go, Pam. And her outcome was probably one of my favorites, because she didn't make a love match on the show, but she ended up finding someone who was really aligned to what she used to do in her career, and they started to work together, and it took her out of her shell, and she started to be social again. And so I just see her opening up even more. And I'm sure Pam is going to find a hot young little thing to like shake her up even more and really help her live out the rest of her life, because that's what we're all looking for, is companionship. No matter what stage of life we're in, I realize companionship is key. Which brings me to Greg. Greg is, I have my notes here so I don't ramble too much because we talk all day long, you know. Greg is, you know, he put himself out there as he is the catch. He is the big Marlin. He has his own business. He has 2 boys. He's been divorced, so he's well set up in life. And when I meet men like that, Greg stuck in his ways. Greg wants someone to come in. Greg stand up so, and they want someone to just come in and fill in the cracks. They are not willing to give. They are them stubborn. This way I'm do things, and either you come in and fit in, or you get in, or you get out. Like Greg, that first date that Greg went on, she said that she lived in an hour and a half away from him, and immediately Greg was like, no, me not drive so far. That was it. The date was great. Just the fact that she lived an hour and a half away, Greg was like, nope, I must can find somebody around here. So, and I was just like, are you serious? And at the end of it, we see that Greg was like, maybe I was a little bit too harsh on that one. And by the time I reach out back to our homegirl gone, because she was quite a catch. She was the catch, Greg. Like, Greg, you are a catch, but you have to realize that if you are a catch, you're going to attract a catch. Let's say that. She absolutely was a catch as well. And you have to, relationships are give and take. You have to be able to bend a little bit and compromise a little bit. You don't know if the sparks would have fly so well that she's willing to move so that she's closer to you. Or, you know, on a movie in quick and fast, you're like 3 months into the dating, you're like, baby love, I want to offer, you know, come live with me now. You just don't know, Greg. So that was my thing there, is that that's my spiel about Greg. And, you know, when you have someone who is a catch and they know they're a catch, they put themselves out there as a catch, it's like you coming in, they're really and truly expecting you to just fill in their gaps and not willing to like give. And there is no But this series, I am so impressed, I will say, with how everyone was really and truly listening to the coach and taking the advice and really learning to work. Because as you get older, as you age, you realize that, all right, I reach so far in a life, I do something right, but this part of life, something wrong, yeah, so I need somebody else to analyze and help me out. And so a lot of them were very willing to listen to the coach and put the advice into effect. And, you know, I saw them comes now if they find them like a match. Which brings me to Anise. Anise is a star. Anise is a favorite on the show. Anise is a strong, black, educated, beautiful woman, and Anise has her PhD. So of course Anise is bringing too much to the table. You know, men like to say, what are you bringing to the table? Anise is the table. Anise is bringing the table. What do you have? And immediately men try to humble her. That first date was horrible. Me that slap him across him face. Immediately that man tried to humble her and tell her how him like ghetto woman. Do you see the class sitting across from you, sir? What the fact that these words tumbled out of that man's mouth was shocking to me. Like, a lot of people was wondering why she never get up and leave. And, you know, she responded and she said, if you go to her TikTok, she said, when you know who you are, nothing someone else says can shake you. So she was there kind of like taking in the ridiculousness of it all and just kind of chuckling to herself and being like, really? And it made for great entertainment. But that man didn't need to get slapped across in face in bright and out of order to talk to good up Anise like that. Hello, sir? No. But anyways, Anise did go on to find her match. Big Willie. Big Willie is a fave. And honestly, so here's my thing. I hope you can't hear that because now them want to cut grass out the door. I have 2 thoughts about Big Willie. It excites me that even though, because Anise is 62, and you know, I think the 3 or 4 dates that she went on were all in their 50s. So it saddens me that they couldn't find someone who was like 65, 66 for her, because men in their 50s, I feel like they're going to want someone who is either young 50s or in their 40s, you know, men like the young tenderonis. But also, it excited me that there was a big Willie. There was this strong, attractive, very attractive gentleman on the show who was single in his 50s and still looking for love. It just lets me know, it kind of eases me to know that when I'm ready for a relationship, there will be, you know, the pool might get smaller, but there will still be fish swimming around in the pool, is what I'm trying to say. Like, don't be afraid, because I am, as I said, I'm not in a relationship pool right now. I'm not looking for a relationship. And it doesn't scare me that when I'm ready, there will be no one, like all the good men will be taken. Because I've said it to my friends that, you know, I would love to find someone when I'm ready who's divorced and has been through certain things in life that they've learned their lessons from. And we're gonna come back to that point in one character in this show where we talk about learning lessons, you know. But yeah, Big Willie kind of really, I kind of knew that Willie and Anise would not last, and I went digging and I realized, and it said something like, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to know, you're gonna skip this part. Anise and Willie dated for 6 months, it said, and then they parted. And I kind of knew it. Because Willie is in his 50s, and as much as I feel like he was into her and the charm was there and the spark was there, I just kind of feel like he was curious and he wanted to see, but I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see that long-term thing, and I don't know if it's because of age, but I just didn't see that long-term effect for the two of them. But I know Anise is a star, and especially now that she's on this show, I don't expect that Anise will not be engaged next year sometime. Anise, this was just the door opener. Your star is on his way to you. Don't worry about it. Moves me on to Suzanne. Suzanne is our next star, you know. Suzanne is our next star. Suzanne is the life of the party. She is a silver fox in the female version with her beautiful, gorgeous head of gray hair that she allows to still grow long. She's not these old women with the short crop. No, ma'am. She has the hair down to here, and she poofs it up and wears it big. Suzanne is a firecracker, and so it was interesting to me when for her to decide upon the two guys that she liked. She met another firecracker, and so it was interesting to me. I wanted to see if she was going to pick the firecracker or she was going to pick the grounding energy, because those are the two men that she ended up with in the end. And she picked the firecracker, and that was very surprising to me, because on the show you can see where she's like, maybe I do need some grounding energy. Maybe I need that other opposite attract to kind of make the perfect unit. She picked the firecracker. I didn't go digging to see if they're still together now. I'm very curious. I need to go, and if you know, you can leave the comments down and let me know if they're still together, because that one is very interesting to me. I wonder if firecracker and firecracker energy, do you think that is a perfect match, that's going to actually last for very long? I don't know. I kind of feel like there is a thing when it says opposites attract, and I am the loud, outgoing energy, and you are the one who you're in the background, allowing me to be the loud, outspoken energy. But in the end, you know, you are home and I am, yeah. You let me know if you think that firecracker and firecracker energy can both work together. Now I'm at Nate. Nate, I know a Nate. I actually know a Nate. Nate is an army vet on disability, OCD energy, needs everything put in place exactly as it's supposed to be. Best friends with his ex. His ex is not even an ex-wife. It's not even a girlfriend that you had a long-term relationship with. It's someone that you fooled around with in college, and in that fooling around, y'all produced a child together. And so I guess in that co-parenting relationship, y'all grew a great friendship, and now you're besties. and she's the one that you chose to be the companion on the show. Like most people had their daughter or their children, I should say, giving them the advice and picking out outfits, and you know, you're the one that you give the downloads to after the dates. You are giving the downloads to your ex. Nate, please go and be with your ex and keep the foolishness away from us. Like, please go and be with the ex, Nate, because y'all have been together so long. She knows how to work around your OCD, and you say, oh, she gets on my damn nerves sometimes, but y'all have managed to be great friends, besties this long. Please go and be with your ex and get out of our face. Like, stop playing in our faces, Nate. Like, you can imagine now me got to cut Nate as my man and his best friend is his ex? Get out my face. Like, we are too grown. Get out of my face. And then you see Nate with the OCD, because him and Michelle were a good match. But the minute Michelle said that, oh, if she's getting ready for a date, you know, she take out her clothes and she's trying to decide between outfits, and she might go on a date and leave all the other outfits that she didn't choose just kind of laying around. No, Nate said that I want a red flag for him, not in my house, you mad? Nate said that, and I know a Nate exactly like that, live in a cookie cutter house, everything in order, don't want a soul. Them with balls and them single and them need companionship. Them no want a soul in a them space, a bad of them space. Them want a little jokey here so, and then them gone about them business. That's all them want. They don't want a soul. I know a Nate. And so, Nate, please get with your ex and stop playing in our face. Bye. Brings me to my girl Lori, and I left Lori for last because I kind of see myself in Lori a little bit personality wise. Occupationally, Lori and me are at two ends of the spectrum. Lori has two booming careers, and she calls both of them her passion, but they don't leave a lot of space for anything else. Logan, the dating coach, said, Lori, you have the energy of an airport and partners are looking for home. And I was like, clutch my pearls. Oh my, I would have slapped Logan in our face. Anyways, I would not. Why I keep saying slap? I mean, I think it's that first guy with the ghetto that deserved a slap. And no, I can't get the word slap out of my thought process right now. But, yeah. Lori is, again, bringing everything to the table. Lori has the career, the established, she has her own home, her own this, her own that. Lori has everything going for her, just like the men say they want. So when you come into that space, you realize, and Lori will show you, that she doesn't really need you for anything. And this is why I left this as the last of this conversation, because the question I have for the men is, if you want a woman so badly who has everything going for her, again, you don't have to do nothing, because, you know, you say you don't want to be, as Suzanne would say, you don't want to be the nurse or the purse. Men are really concerned with the purse part. You don't want to fund a woman's lifestyle. You want a woman who already has everything going on for herself. However, you want to feel needed by your woman. Needed how? Please explain to me. Because a man going into Lori's life right now is going to say, you're too busy for me. There is no space here. Lori has her 9 to 5 that she says she's very passionate about. Lori says that she's out and about in the Atlanta streets being a celebrity party, something, 3 nights a week at least. And Lori's still like, Lori, you don't have no time for nobody else. Where are you going to fit in a man? And so I feel like a man is going to be like, baby love, where me fit in? And that's where I like, so you're immediately going to challenge Lori to be like, something has to give. And I'm just like, if you step to a woman who has everything going on already, yet you as a man, you need to feel needed, you let me know. Because I am the opposite spectrum of that whole, you know, if you put me on paper, a man will say, oh, you're not bringing anything to the table. I'm just not bringing the money, honey. You bring the money, I'll bring everything else. Is all I will say on that end. But I'm just like, because Lori, as Logan said, Lori doesn't feel like home. Lori feels like a lot of big chaotic energy. And a man, like even that date that she brought to the birthday party, okay, she wasn't into the date, so we knew that she really wasn't going to make space for him at her birthday party. But honestly, it just feels like even the man who loves to play in the background, I just feel like Lori is still going to be such a handful for him. And I see people saying that Lori is going to be single forever, and I really hope that's not true. I feel like for every hole there's the sticker bush. For everyone there's a partner out there who is perfectly aligned. But I have to wrap this video up now because I think we're expecting rain and it just got really, really dark. But I'm so interested to hear from the gentleman. I know you say you want someone, especially at our age, who is very established already, and you're just merging lives together. But if you find someone who has a busy, thriving career, and she's financially established, she has her own everything already, where do you get your I need to feel needed as a man? Where do you get those how do you get those fulfilled? That's the question that I leave for anyone can chime in. Educate me, please, and let's have a discussion in the conversation. So this was my little wrap up of the Later Dater series. I love it so much and I can't wait to tune in. Hope it gets renewed. Let's have a conversation. My name is Monique from Kingston, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video so we can find more Later Dater fans to have a discussion with in the conversation, in the comments below.